Hello everyone and welcome to Tyrik on the Move.
Now here's the host of Tyrik on the Move, Mr. Tyrik Wynn.
What's up everybody and welcome to Tyrik on the Move. I am your host Tyrik Wynn, and this week as always we have another good one for you. I went out to CBS 46 where I had a chance to sit down and interview Ms.Julie Smith, the Atlanta traffic reporter. You may have seen her on the news, you may have seen her on Atlanta Plugged In, and you also may have seen her on the hit show Atlanta Eats. In this interview she talks about traffic, her career back in Kentucky, and talks about her covering the Kentucky Derby and all sorts of things. As you all know, traffic in Atlanta can be very treacherous, so she talks about that and how she prepares her daily traffic reports. Stay tuned for an amazing interview. Good morning everyone and welcome to Tyrik on the Move. Happy Friday. It is a beautiful Friday morning out there and we are here with Ms.Julie Smith from CBS 46 News, and you do a lot.
The multitasking is definitely an understatement. Traffic is always busy in Atlanta, of course, but actually putting the traffic report together and gathering all the information and deciphering it and creating the graphics that you're going to see, and then looking calm to get on air and report it all very quickly. Yeah, every 10 minutes. So it is a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
It's good.
Okay. So when we,
Good morning, I'm
when we're getting started,
That
Much
happens.
lower rain chances for today.
This is real. This is what happens in here. So that's going one of Jennifer's recorded quick traffic reports that goes on air, and then as soon as that's done, it'll come back off. And then
But it will be hot today as we get
I've
all
actually got it in my ear. I'm
degrees.
gonna take mine
Again,
out.
only 8 to
Okay.
20%.
Oh, see, that was much louder in my ear than it
Rain
was.
chances lower tonight as we drop
You
down
hear
to
it, but
74. Then
Yeah.
tomorrow,
Well,
we'll have
we're gonna
89
hear
degrees.
Jennifer
That
for a
brings
few
it
more
back to
seconds.
49%.
Traffic and weather together.
Yeah.
There we go.
But so you've spent a significant amount of time in Kentucky.
Yes, that's where I'm from.
Yeah. So can you tell me, give me like a little history of your childhood? What was it like?
Oh yeah, gosh, growing up in Kentucky, I mean, it's a lot of what probably immediately comes to people's head. It's Kentucky, so a lot of people debate whether Kentucky is the South or is it not. Geographically, it's kind of right on the cusp between the South and the Midwest. Culturally, it feels very Southern. So lots of greenery. The landscape, the weather, a lot like Atlanta and Georgia, although our winters get a little bit colder and last a little bit longer. But Kentucky's a great place to grow up. Great childhood, like I said, a lot of time outdoors. Was involved in sports and just everything I could get into. Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
So growing up over there, did you think you always wanted to be a journalist, or were there like kind of different conflictions with or different choices you had to choose from?
Yeah, for me there were a lot of different things I was interested in, and it's funny, I didn't really hone in on the journalism until much later. But the funny thing is, when I was very young, I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian because I love the animals and still do. But then as I got a little older, like I said, I went through different phases because there were so many different things I was interested in. At one point, starting college, much to my parents' dismay, they thought or I thought I wanted to go into like a juvenile delinquency officer, and parents weren't real thrilled about that. But it was always someone else that was suggesting journalism to me. They're like, you should be doing this. So, but yeah, eventually things kind of fell into place, and that's where I found myself thinking, I should have done this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Wow, awesome. So, like what inspired it? Were you watching TV and you saw somebody doing it, or did somebody talk to you, or kind of give me like the gist?
It was sort of an accident at first. So when I was in Louisville, Kentucky, that's where I went to college, University of Louisville, go Cards. I was in pharmaceutical sales for a long time, so it was sort of a career shift, a career change. And just through a series of events, I was very involved in the community in Louisville, and as a result of that, I was asked to come on a local talk show as a guest to talk about a charity event that I was involved with, and went on. It was a live show, had a great time doing it, and about a week later they called me and said, we have one host now, but that really went well. We kind of like the idea of a co-host situation. What do you think? And it just seemed like a no-brainer for me. So that's where it all got started.
Yes, because when doors open, go in them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So, before you came to CBS 46, you were building your career in Kentucky, and you hosted, that talk show that you were talking about.
Yes.
So, how did you prepare yourself to do live TV?
Live
Was
TV.
it hard?
Sometimes it can be. Live TV, it was 5 days a week. That was an hour-long show, and that was my very first experience, too. So I was sort of training and learning my new job in front of a live TV audience every day. So you hear people talk about baptism by fire. That was definitely it, but it was a great way to learn. There are some folks that have been on camera for years, but they've never done live, and just the idea of it, but for me, I mean, it was good to learn that way, and I actually love live TV because you're going with it. You're in the moment. I'm not as worried about making mistakes, which might seem the opposite. But when it's live, you don't have time to think about going back and fix it. You just make it work, and it's more real that way.
Awesome. So, I kind of like that because, doing live TV, then kind of got you prepared for what you do right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thinking fast and on the fly.
Yeah, because that's how it happens.
Has to be. Has to be.
At all times. So, when you were in Kentucky, you were on the red carpet at the Derby.
Oh, the Derby. One of my favorite things in life, yes.
Yeah, so, I've heard a little bit about the Derby, but I've never physically been to one. Can you tell me, the environment, how is it?
I will try my best to take you there and describe it, because I always talk about how hard it is to really get the gist of it because it's so exciting. And I think everybody, has heard about the Derby, or they know, okay, it's a horse race. But maybe if you're not into horse racing, you might think, okay, no, let me make it clear. It is a horse race. Yes, that's what it's centered around, over 100 years old tradition. But this is a party, okay? It is a party, and it's just the atmosphere. It's usually a beautiful spring day. Sometimes we do get a downpour, of course, but usually it's a beautiful day, and I can only liken it to the atmosphere at Christmas time. Everybody is in such a good mood. You hear people walking around town, weeks ahead of time. Happy Derby, happy Derby. And we mean it. We're serious about that. But yeah, it's just because the entire city, whether or not you're actually going to Churchill Downs and going to the Derby, if you're not, there's a Derby party. Everybody in the city is celebrating somehow or another, whether you ever lay eyes on a horse or not. But it's just a really fun event. It's wonderful. It's definitely a bucket list item. Everybody should experience it at least once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
So, with the horses, do people gamble on the horses?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Again, whether you know what you're doing or not like myself. Some people they're studying those programs and what those horses did in previous races. Is this horse really good on a wet, muddy turf like our past Kentucky Derby winner was, or not? But they're looking at a lot of different things. Some people say, I like the sound of that horse's name, things like that. I really don't. I'm not much of a gambler. I don't like to throw money out the window. So I place a small bet just to be in the spirit.
Yeah, kind of get into it.
Yes, the most I've ever won is like $60.
Oh, well, hey,
Terrible.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. It's $60 more than I walked in with.
Hey.
That's right.
When you can win, you can win.
That's right.
So, after you spent time in Kentucky, you took a transition and you went on into Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
So, and over there you worked with some big companies like BET.
Right, yeah.
So, how did you get to move over there? What inspired you?
Mm-hmm.
What moved you to get over there?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a big transition. It was kind of a scary thing because I had been in Kentucky all my life, Louisville for long, and Louisville I still love, shout out to Louisville, Kentucky. That is my old Kentucky home. Louisville's such a great city, and I had built a really big, personal social network there. I had so many family and friends, a professional network. I had grown deep roots there. So to uproot and leave and move across the country by myself was a really big deal, and I really thought about it and plot and planned. And I think the only thing that could have made me do that is I had found this new career on camera that I loved so much, and I just thought it came to a point in time where it's like, you've got to make a move if you want to continue to grow this career, and it was worth it. So I sold everything, condo, my furniture and everything, and went out to LA. And I just needed to get out there, and I was freelancing, but I needed to see if I could compete. Can I get representation? Can I book gigs, and I did, but it's competitive. There are a lot of people
It is.
in Los Angeles trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. Hollywood.
Yeah, but sometimes you get the gig, and like with BET I did, that was really fun. The BET experience happens the 2 days leading up to the awards, and interview a lot of cool people. It's exciting. It's an exciting job. It's a lot of work, a lot of preparation to do it correctly, but it's exciting.
Okay, awesome. Well, we do have to take a quick break because somebody has to get out.
Somebody's got to go get ready for the next traffic report.
Yeah, so Facebook Live people, stay with us. We're going to follow her out there, and we're going to get what she's doing at the computer, and then we're going to come back in here and we're going to watch her do her thing.
I love it. I love having Tyrik on the move in the house. It's awesome. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Tyrik Wynn, the host of the awesome show Tyrik on the Move. And the Tyrik on the Move staff and I, we are calling all business owners out there to come and advertise on the show. We do commercials, we do product placement, we do it all. All we need is you, all the businesses out there, to come and advertise on the show. If you would like to advertise on the show, just send an email to winproductionsllc@gmail.com.
Hi, we're Wynn Productions LLC, and we're the producers of the great show, Tyrik on the Move. But we also
Film and edit commercials.
and if you would like Tyrik Wynn, the host of Tyrik on the Move, to host your next event, make sure you contact us at
winproductionsllc@gmail.com. And make sure you visit our website, winproductionsllc.com.
And remember, when you use Wynn Productions LLC, it's a
Win-win situation. What's up, everybody? I'm Tyrik Wynn, the host of Tyrik on the Move, and as some of you know, I've been doing this show for almost 3 years now on YouTube and other social media platforms, but now I am looking to move to television. Yes, I said it, television. So now I am calling all television networks out there to seek this show. If you guys are seeking new content in the season, please check out our show, Tyrik on the Move. Just go to my YouTube channel and check out the Tyrik on the Move reel to see what we're all about.
In Atlanta, when you're reporting traffic, you never are at a lack of things to talk about. So yeah, that keeps us busy, especially early in the morning, that rush hour traffic. Our first newscast starts at 4:30 a.m. and a lot of people, who's up, out, driving? It is early, but there are people out there because Atlanta is a big thoroughfare too. So it's not just Atlanta drivers. You have people on those long trips overnight. They're passing right through Atlanta. So things happen. It is definitely quieter at that time. Stuff just comes up.
Yeah. So, you got 3 monitors over here. So kind of like explain, what do we have?
What is all
on?
this? Yeah. Oh, there's a lot happening over here. 3 monitors, 3 keyboards, some TV screens too. So I always make a joke. I'm like a mad scientist over here working with all my different things. So when I come in the morning and I fire up all the computers, I'm getting a different piece of information or pieces of information on each one in order to prepare the traffic report. So on this one, really what I have this up for are a few different things. I pull up Georgia 511, so it's 511.ga.org, and that's basically a map of all of the cameras across Metro Atlanta from Georgia Department of Transportation. Right, there are a lot of them. Actually, I'll zoom a little further out. You can see, I mean, there's some all the way over here into Augusta. Not as many, but this is where I use that as a point of reference just to kind of see what the camera looks like. I'll jump around a little bit from monitor to monitor because that's the way I actually work with them. So what I'm doing, all these notes that you see here, this is from the Georgia Department of Transportation. And for example, you see what just popped up there. It says accident, tells me where, 75 northbound at Hill City Road. Now that's out in Cartersville, a little bit further out. But I will click on that, get more detailed notes, and sometimes in the notes it will tell me it's camera, we call it GDOT, camera 58, and I'll go right to it. This one tells me camera 579. So here I can go down to this little drop down menu and I go find that camera, and it should show me the accident or the construction or what have you. Now sometimes it doesn't show a camera for whatever reason, or tell me what number. But if I know the area, I kind of go over here and hunt for it. Is it here? Or maybe I'm just seeing over here on this monitor that, hey, it's a little slow here. I see red and orange, what's going on? And I'll go to that area over here and just kind of pull up those different cameras. Well, what's it look like? Is it a heavy delay, heavy backup? I want to show that on air. And then whatever I pull up, that's what's going to go to TV. Yeah, that's some of the stuff.
Okay. So when you're looking at like these cameras over here, so if the weather's bad or heavy rain coming down, you can't see. So what's the process?
When it's hard to see,
Yeah.
well, it's never. Well, I shouldn't say never, but very rarely is it so messy that you can't see anything. And actually, when there is bad weather, the rainier the camera, the better. Because then I can take that to air and really show people, look how wet this camera is. You can really see it's soaking wet out there, so you're going to need to take extra precautions on the road. You're going to have a wet ride, slow down, that kind of thing. It kind of just helps me emphasize what Jennifer and I both are talking about, because we really work in tandem that way. Weather affects traffic, definitely, big time. So yeah, we kind of feed off of each other that way.
Hi, we're Wynn Productions LLC, and we're the producers of the great show Tyrik on the Move. But we also
Film and edit commercials.
And if you would like Tyrik Wynn, the host of Tyrik on the Move, to host your next event, make sure you contact us at
WinProductionsLLC@gmail.com. And make sure you visit our website, WinProductionsLLC.com.
And remember, when you use Wynn Productions LLC, it's a
Win-win situation. What's up, everybody? I'm Tyrik Wynn, the host of Tyrik on the Move, and as some of you know, I've been doing this show for almost 3 years now on YouTube and other social media platforms, but now I am looking to move to television. Yes, I said it, television. So now I am calling all television networks out there to seek this show. If you guys are seeking new content in the season, please check out our show, Tyrik on the Move. Just go to my YouTube channel and check out the Tyrik on the Move reel to see what we're all about. Hey everybody, I'm Tyrik Wynn, the host of the awesome show, Tyrik on the Move. Do you want to be featured on the show and you have a business out there? Well then come on the show, Tyrik on the Move. If you would like to come on the show, just send an email to winproductionsllc@gmail.com and we'll come to your location. Also, you have an event coming up? Well then, hey, you're going to need coverage of it. Just send an email to winproductionsllc@gmail.com to apply for coverage of your event. Also, make sure you watch Tyrik on the Move every week.
We're back with Ms.Julie Smith from CBS 46 News.
Yes, still here.
Yes, awesome. So, in 2016, you came to CBS 46. What made you want to make CBS 46 your new home?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, when I wanted to go to LA, and I did, and I was there for 3 years to the day. I didn't do that on purpose, but I realized later that I flew out there and flew back on the same date. But I left LA with the specific intent of coming to live and work and play in Atlanta. I've always loved the city. But after 3 years in LA, what I was realizing, and what a lot of people obviously are realizing, is you no longer have to be in Los Angeles or New York to pursue on-camera television, movies. Now, obviously, news a little different. News is everywhere. But at the time, I was only hosting. So, and that's all I really had on my radar. And I went, oh, I can go back to the dirty South and really pursue this career. So it was a no-brainer for me. I mean, LA's fun and cool to visit for me personally. But when you're out there freelancing and hustling and grinding, I wasn't doing the fun stuff. You're always chasing after your next gig and your next job, and it's very stressful just to live there with the cost of living. And like I said, I just kind of missed these surroundings, so I thought, I'm going to go to Atlanta. I'll be closer to my family and friends in Kentucky, and I love Atlanta, and I can still stay on air. Just my opportunity came here at CBS 46, and not only to host Atlanta Plugged In, but add a new skill, which was the traffic reporting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, I kind of want to get into that Atlanta Plugged In and also Atlanta Eats too. So, when did that start, and, how is it doing more shows than just here in the news?
I love it. Well, the cool thing is, so Atlanta Eats airs on Peachtree TV, which is CBS 46's sister station. We own that station. So it was kind of an easy, seamless transition for me to fill in when they needed me to, because it's kind of like a cross-pollination there,
Yeah.
Hey, check me out on this segment of Atlanta Eats over on our sister station, Peachtree TV. The guys over at Atlanta Eats, they're awesome, so much fun. You said you met Steak Shapiro, Scott Chalk, the producer over there, Ani Backus. They're just great. They're great people to work with. We love working with them here at CBS 46 and Peachtree TV. And I mean, it's food. It's all about food. I show up and they just keep feeding me and asking me to talk about it with the patrons and with the restaurant owners. So I love that. Atlanta Plugged In is great because always meeting somebody new from the community, whether they're talking about their business or an event here in the community. Sometimes it might be a celebrity coming on, which is fun. So I love meeting all of these people and just find, it's a great way for me as a new ATLian to learn just what happens around here and what's cool and what people look forward to. Yeah.
System. Awesome. Well, unfortunately, it is that time.
Say it ain't so. It goes so fast.
I know, but if there's something you want to leave the viewers with, anything, words of encouragement. Me as an aspiring journalist, I want to be a news anchor. So if there's anything you want to leave me,
Well, first to the viewers, of course, I want to say tune into CBS 46 every morning, starting at 4:30 a.m. and also our 4, 5, 6, and 11. But it's definitely something that I told you when Tyrik walked in. I was so impressed with the fact that you knew early on exactly what you wanted to do. When I was your age in college, I was doing what I was supposed to do. I was going to class, getting my, but I just still hadn't really honed in. My major was sociology at the time, because I thought I was going to save every troubled person from everything, which is an admirable. Don't get me wrong. But I just went a different direction, and I think you're pulled in those directions that you're most suited for. For you, I'd say stay the course. It's competitive, very competitive. A lot of people want to do it, but here's the thing. When it's just your calling and you're good at it, and not only that, but you work hard at it. So, every time the harder worker will beat out the most talented person. But you're doing it right. You're on a great path. You're getting you're already doing this. You're getting hands-on experience. But I would say continue doing that. Get used to, long periods of time with no sleep. Sometimes that's just the way it works because the opportunity might pop up. You just got home and laid down, but hey, this person is at this location and you want to go get that interview. Just know that you can sleep later.
I'm there.
Yeah, exactly. But just keep it up, keep at it, and don't get discouraged if sometimes things slow down because it's TV, and whether it's news or it's more entertainment based, there are a lot of no's all the time, and it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with timing and the fact that everybody and their mother, as they say, is chasing after the same thing. But what is meant for you is meant for you, and you just keep plugging away until you find it.
Awesome. Thank you
doing
for
it right.
the words of advice.
Absolutely.
So if you could go ahead, shout out your social media. That way everybody can go like your Facebook page.
Please do. Everything across all social media platforms is Julie Smith, CBS 46. That's my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So that's where you'll find me. And I like to put a little everything out there. You'll find work and what I'm doing on the weekends, or maybe what song I'm jamming to at that moment. I really enjoy that. I enjoy letting people kind of get to know me off of the green screen as well. I'm me, I'm myself when I'm up there, but I just have a certain small amount of time to tell you what's happening with the traffic. It's not time for me to crack jokes. Sometimes I do anyway. But
well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, and coming on the show and allowing me to come to this station and interview you. It's been a great pleasure. Also, special thanks to CBS 46 for allowing us to come out here. We had a great time.
We did.
Yeah, so I'm glad you came, and I wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you so much. Likewise. So glad to have you. You're awesome. I'm in awe of this guy.
Wow, we had an amazing time out there at CBS 46 News. And also, that was a great interview by Ms.Julie Smith. I wanted to give a personal shout out to her. She's been a great mentor, and she's been giving me some great advice in the television industry. And so I really appreciate all that she's done. And now it's time for your money tips. This segment is sponsored by All Star Maintenance Services, Inc. Call 770-639-5119 for all your lawn care and professional handyman needs. Now, this week's money tips is pretty simple, and it's a good way to get you your wealthy riches. Now, this week, I have a blank check. Now, this is what I always tell everybody, something that I've started new, and these blank checks are sponsored by my book, Green is the Thing, which can be purchased on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. So this week, I have a blank check. And so what you can do is you can write a blank check to yourself. So whatever that amount is that you're looking to get to one day, or maybe you have a business that you're looking to skyrocket profits, you need to write that goal amount. Maybe you want to have this amount in the next few weeks. Maybe you want to have this amount in 5 years. Whatever the case may be, go ahead and write that amount down. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys an example of what to do. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to say pay to the order of Tyrik on the Move TV, because that is the goal, to get it on television. And so then I'm going to write the amount. So I want this show to accumulate at least $12 million within the next 2 years. And yes, I'm claiming that. I'm meditating on it, putting this under my pillow, putting it on my mirror, whatever the case may be. It needs to be somewhere where you can look at this every day, meditate on it, and rejoice in it, hold it up, pray over it, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you meet this goal. And also on the back, what you can do is write 3 goals or more on how you're going to get to this special money amount. And that segment actually goes hand in hand with your encouraging words as well. So that goes hand in hand with writing this and then praying over it and meditating on it and believing in it. And last week I said call things as be not as though they were. So that's another example of how you can do that as well. Make sure you all go follow me on Instagram at Tyrik Wynn _radio and TV. Don't forget to go like my Facebook page at facebook.com/Tyrik Wynn fan page. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Tyrik Wynn author. Also, don't forget to follow the show as well. The show's Twitter page is Tyrik on the Move TV. And don't forget to go like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Tyrik on the Move. Thank you all so much for watching Tyrik on the Move. This was a great broadcast, and I appreciate you guys for watching.